Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Prince Magnum Channel, where hot rodding and romance do coexist. I'm your host, Prince Magnum. Welcome once again to, In Your Face. And we got a lot of ground to cover in this particular live stream. We're going to talk about some things that uh, kind of coming up about this series. And it's going to kind of affect next week's live streaming. So as everyone begins to file in, as everyone begins to jump in, I want to reiterate that In Your Face is one of those topics here on the channel. It's when we have to get kind of serious. We have to talk about some real actual issues that it's one of those things. A lot of people get nervous when you start talking in your face, and that's within media, politics, anything like that. When the Prince Magnum channel says in your face, officials, basically people get nervous. It is one of the series that, it shows true journalism still exists in this country. And this series is coming to an end for a couple of different reasons, but we're slowly beginning to wind it down. And because we're winding it down for the end of the year, I'm going to say wholeheartedly, right out of the gate, this is going to be the best year for In Your Face. Last year, we really capped it off with a hell of a video, a 45-minute video that right now the media will not pick it up. They're not even going to touch it. We're talking straight up hardcore, as the title's always, as the series name is, In Your Face, telling you exactly how it is. So that's where we stand on that. We're going to be winding this series down. I kind of need to talk about some stuff that's going to be coming up this next week for the series. And again, it may actually affect some of next week's live streaming. Because I have to actually go, hey, what's going on, Harrison? Welcome to the live stream. You're actually gonna hear me get serious in this stream, so it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. What's going on, Sean? Good to see you all today. Already a total of 4 people in the live stream and 3 likes up there. If you are just getting in here, what's going on, Spaz? We got a lot of wonderful people showing up today. I'm telling you right now, this is gonna be a big one. Queen Bee, Gamer, my goodness, we're getting a full house in here. That's what's up. That is what is up. Now, real quick, my goodness, we got so many of you here in the live stream. This is exciting because this particular series that I'm going to be talking about here on the Prince Magnum channel, believe it or not, it's one of our very original series. When the Prince Magnum channel really started to kind of move in that direction where I knew that one day this thing was going to start having a life of its own. I came up with the idea, why don't I just make different series around different subjects? I got this crazy idea. And Princess Faye is like, well, what's the direction of your channel? I said, a message of hope. A message of hope, baby. And she's like, I don't see how it's going to work, but you know what? This is your baby, so let's see what happens, And that's how it kind of all went. Do-it-yourself budget hot rodding eventually morphed into, for a brief while, when we both had Mavericks here on the channel, we had the 2 Mavericks, Project Spirit and Project Vera. Project Spirit, obviously, we still have. Gavin John, gosh, we're getting an interesting crowd in here. That's what's up. But we're talking about, with this particular series, we have done a lot in 4 years, coming up on 5 years that In Your Face has been a thing. Last year, waiting to take your car. Sis, you got to be able to drive stick and that sort of thing. But to kind of get y'all caught up to speed, there were the 3 original series here on the Prince Magnum channel. Do-it-yourself budget hot rodding. You'll figure it out after you burn up the clutch. Do-it-yourself budget hot rodding, surviving romance. Well, no, I'm sorry. There's four series: sober talk and in your face. Those four series have been a staple here on the Prince Magnum channel for 4 years. That being said, yeah, I know you'll try to. You want my car? That's awesome. That's awesome, sis. That being said, In Your Face was originally designed to specifically to take young people, more in particular millennials, because at that time we were still in the 4 years ago we were still dealing with the millennial problem. And in this talk today, we're going to talk about how millennials were screwed. We're going to talk about that because Generation Xers, they tried to screw us, but we were a little too smart because we had the right people who saved us from that screwing. So that being said, the we're going to talk briefly about that and how they're trying to screw the Zoomers now, as they're called, Generation Z. We're going to talk about that and what that generation can do briefly, because, like I said, we're going to take it back to what In Your Face was originally designed for this year. Kind of the buyer beware stuff, how to, basically how to give life the smell test, okay? And what do I mean by the smell test? Excuse my language for all the ladies in chat right now. Basically, how to smell the bullshit, okay? If you smell bullshit, not to fall for it, that sort of thing. And these are things that people are not taught like they're supposed to. And this is the serious the serious series that does not get enough credit here on the Prince Magnum channel. It basically shows you how to get through life, things that are just not being taught that should be taught and were being taught at one time. You're right. I know how it is. You live on a farm mostly, though. Of course, you smell that, but we're talking like the true to life, real stuff that should have been taught to a great number of people, and they're not being taught. Right now, we have an entire generation right now that has been given the middle finger by my generation, the generation before my generation, and along with that, the generation that my children fall in. This is actually pretty doggone sad. How to be, we're talking straight up common knowledge that a lot of people take for granted. Now, here in just a moment, I'm going to be dropping a link in the chat, quite possibly the greatest In Your Face video I have ever done. Camp Survivor, welcome to the live stream. The greatest one, and it is overlooked. We put it in last year, and it was horse. Yeah, that's right, sis. Your thing is horses, and there's nothing wrong with that. Horses are cool. This particular link that I'm dropping in the chat is the best In Your Face video I have ever done, documentary wise, hands down, bar none. You are not going to get any better at video as far as this channel goes. And of course, share it out to everyone that you know, because the more people that find out about this video, the more that there's going to be a public outcry and something's going to have to be done. It's good to see you, Camp Survivor. Let me clue you in if you're just getting to the live stream. Oh, sis. You know what? If you didn't give me any crap every now and again, sis, I think you were mad at me. That's all right. It's my show. I got to have a heckler in the crowd. And why not one of your own family members? All right. Again, In Your Face was originally designed to educate the millennials. But after 2016, we no longer had millennials. We were now in a new generation. and that generation was now Generation Z. So for anyone graduating 2017 to current date, you are now in Generation Z. So still talking about the drag makeup lives. So again, in your face is that serious side of the Prince Magnum channel, and we got a lot of stuff to cover this year before this series goes away. We got, believe it or not, this series has covered subjects that a lot of people appreciate, right? A lot of people appreciate. As a matter of fact, we did something that no other YouTuber was capable of doing without without offending people. Of course, one or two people got offended. No, that's the generation my children fit in. The children of, believe it or not, believe it or not, Generation Z is the direct line right after. Well, yeah. To put it mildly, Generation Z is mostly children of Generation X and early, real early millennials. Millennials that were in the 80s, the ones that didn't get super affected by a lot of the crap that came in the 90s. You want zombies? Zombies? I'm rooting for vampires. That's just me, okay? Give me my vampires, all right? But anyhow, we should try exotic foods and you're all right, sis. Um, so now that we have kind of talked about what that series was originally designed for, that series ended up becoming where I ended up having to constantly expose public officials, corruption, and that's mainly because of the simple fact that that corruption landed in my lap. Keith Sweet says that is not exactly exotic, but I hear it's good. Um, so and let me give you a little backstory on that. I was wrongfully accused of child abuse with my 12-year-old son. Had him basically a detective, which that video link that I posted just a few minutes ago, that particular video actually goes after the police department that detective who said that I abused my son was a part of the Washington, Missouri Police Department. For the record, most everyone in Missouri knows that Washington, Missouri Police Department is not a very good police department. These guys have such great detectives they cannot find the handle on a coffee cup. To give you an idea how good they are, there is an AA clubhouse across the street from the police station, of all the freaking places they could have put it. They put it across the street from the police station. That particular, try Ironton. I'll put it to you this way, sis. Ironton has better police officers than Washington, if that should tell you any idea. For the record, here in the state of Missouri, law enforcement is not policed, okay? It is the police departments here in Missouri are not policed. So because of this, there's corruption, there's bad police officers, there's a lot of good ones out there. There's a lot of great police officers out there, but police officers are like apples. It only takes one to ruin the entire bunch, okay? It only takes one. And that being said, if you get one in that bunch, the entire police department is just about ruined. It ruins the reputation. It puts a lot of good police officers on edge. And you have an entire police department over in Washington that is very bad. They do not deserve their charter. I actually exposed how bad they were. In that video, you will find They failed at the most basic level of law enforcement. Okay. So I exposed it and I went on a tirade, but what I said was very real. Okay. I mean, we're talking these guys failed miserably. I still got the original footage. Not a joke, folks. We're talking this is like seriously sad shit. That being said, okay, Missouri is just it hasn't been right since the 80s, and we had a good governor back then, but we have not had a good governor since. Most of these governors are so bad, most people won't even remember them by name. Okay, that should tell you how bad it is. Um, all that also being said, because I got accused of child abuse, they have taken away three of my children unlawfully. That is Missouri's thing. They love to take away the children of people who think. They do not like thinkers here in Missouri. Why do they not like thinkers? Because thinkers know their rights. What governors? Yeah, yeah, pretty much. Uh, Thinkers know their rights, and they do not like people that know their rights. They don't like Native Americans as well. Missouri is full of discrimination. If you make a mistake and you have to go to prison, and you even get even a minor, a class C felony, we're talking nonviolent sort of stuff, you cannot vote. They will take away your rights to vote. Yeah, yeah, whatever. I know all that stuff. They'll take away every right they possibly can. They even go so far to allow employers to ask the question on an application, have you been convicted of a felony? Okay. And if that employer doesn't feel like hiring you, they don't have to, thus making it difficult for a felon to do right once they get back out into society. Then they're forced to do what they were doing before. That is Missouri. They want you on record. They want your rights. And these are things that I had to expose over the course of 3 years. We're coming up on 5 years now, and we're bringing this series to a close because of the simple fact I'm tired of it. It's left a horrible taste in my become a stripper. That's my sister for you. Because I've done all I can. It's now up to all of you to do what's next, okay? To fight for your rights, okay? I've done all I can. The videos are there. That's true. That's true, sis. Um, Honestly and truthfully, that's where I'm at on this. I've done all I can. I've exposed all I can. Um, so we're going to go, this series is going to go out with a bang this year. Now, one of the things that I'm going to be teaching a little bit later on, there's a lot of people out there who their credit is so horrible, they can't afford to buy a home. Yeah, but hookers aren't, right? Personally, I think it's, that's another story. So this series is going to be coming to a close. The simple fact is, again, it's up to you guys out there to fight for your rights. I can't do that for you. I can only show you where you're being screwed. It's up to you after that. I can't, at some point you got to fight for yourself. It's not my job to fight for everybody. It's you guys' jobs to fight for yourselves. So that's kind of where we're at on that. I've done all I can. Now, later this week, when I said, if you look at the description, as the series comes to a close, we're going to be doing a lot of focus on exactly what the series was meant to do. Make everyone aware. Okay. What's going on, Daniel? Live forever. Welcome to the live stream. We're kind of talking about a series here on the channel, one of the actual original series to the Prince Magnum channel that's going to be coming to a close. We started off with 4 original series, and this one is going to be going away. It's not, I've done all I can with it. Okay. There you go. That's what up. Appreciate that. Thank you. So part of the series that, this is part of the series was education. We've done all we can. Okay. At this point in the game, it's up to you guys. All right. I've done all I can. Sis. Henri has. Actually, there's a funny story. There's a funny story I'll have to tell you sometime. It's one of those stories that um, it baffles even me. I got a lot of those stories. It baffles even me. But this series was originally designed as just education for those people that were screwed out of being properly educated. I could still hear the voice of the superintendent of my high school, um, Mr. Adams, who said, these important words that your education is not over. It's up to you. We've taught you all we can teach you. It's up to you guys to educate yourself. Um, and that's exactly where this series is coming to. We've done what we can. Now, I when I said that this series is going to be going out with a bang this year, I've got this whole thing on what Missouri actually thinks of our veterans. I've got the that whole they used to, sis. They really, really used to. They used to teach very good stuff when I was growing up. There was a lot of knowledge out there. The schools did an amazing job back then. From what I understand, shop classes don't teach like they used to, the hands-on skill like they used to. I don't know. I really wouldn't know. But shop classes used to teach an awful lot. They don't anymore. Um, they just don't. It's just one of those things. There's a lot of stuff that just doesn't happen like they used to. To give you an idea that, you know, don't worry, at some point you're going to use some of that stuff that you learned in school. And most of it's just going to be to kind of catapult yourself into learning something more. Um, the schools today, the teaching today is just horrible. As a matter of fact, I found out a teacher that I used to admire doesn't really do a very good job anymore. Um, Down in the Ironton school area, my sis actually has him as a teacher, and he was a teacher when, back when I was in high school. I'm sitting there going, this guy used to be amazing and fantastic. What the frick happened? And I could tell you what happened. He gave up. And since you remember who you were telling me, I'm like, wait a minute, he used to really be an amazing teacher. What the fuck happened? You know, and even told you, tell him you know who I am, and see if it rings a bell. Because I'm telling you, this guy used to be amazing, but now he doesn't really teach. It's in your tablet. Jack off. A lot of people didn't like him back then, and I'm starting to lose my faith in him hearing that. Um, Again, In Your Face is one of those series is where I look at y'all and say, this is how it is. You know, real quick. The ongoing meme on the freaking internet, and it pisses me off, okay, because that's really what In Your Face is something that's pissed me off, and I'm going to speak the honest goodness truth. Our millennial generation got screwed. They really got screwed, okay. um, they're kind of the laughing stock, and then they'll fight back saying, well, the boomers don't just right. Don't point your fingers just at the boomers in general, okay? At one time in this country, the most important boomers that ever were, even though we don't think about it, the most important boomers that ever was and will be is the Vietnam veterans. A lot of people forget the Vietnam veterans were baby boomers. Those were the people that were targeted during the Vietnam War, and it was a war, period. Okay, despite what our government might try to say, those people were targeted, and we're losing them right now faster than we're losing our World War II veterans and our Korean veterans, Korean War veterans. We're losing them faster. What the hell? Those people were influential. Those people were the ones that got screwed the moment they came home. They didn't get no special. Yeah, we gave it lip service some years ago. Oh, welcome home. Yeah, after the fact. Okay? You want to know how badly they were treated? Look at the original First Blood movie, the Sylvester Stallone. Take a good close look at that movie. And at the end when he's talking about how he was treated, getting home, yeah. No one talks about that. Millennials tend to forget that. It was the ones that were sitting there burning bras, screaming Woodstock. Oh, the Native Americans, don't even get me started on that. Don't even get me started on that. That's a whole nother rant in itself. Those were the ones that were, sitting there, free love and, make love, not war, all that BS. And peace and love. They slapped it on the side of a lunchbox in the 70s, and that was the end of it. Okay, that's so. Don't look at the Vietnam veterans. Okay, they were the ones that did their best. Okay, and they were screwed. It was the other ones that were screaming at Woodstock. Okay, it was the ones that were. Those were the ones that you need to be pointing your fingers at. But you don't have to worry, millennials. Most of them don't know how to use the internet. So putting the memes up there isn't gonna be worth your time. They're the ones that were sitting there saying, oh, safe zones. Oh, it's this way. They were the ones that screwed you in the schools. They were the ones that screwed the education systems. Why did they do that? Because they knew they were getting older. Okay, and they wanted to hang on to that last little bit of glory, so they screwed you in the classrooms. They tried to do that to us. Life doesn't give out trophies for an I try. Okay, that's the honest to goodness truth. Baby boomers that were in that hippie movement, generally speaking, a lot of them screwed you guys. And today, it is an ongoing meme on the internet, and it's got to stop. Okay, that is what I've been trying to say for a little while now, and it's finally good to say it because you guys got gypped, and it isn't right. Generation X, we got smart because we had our Vietnam veterans that were still alive and healthy enough to tell us this isn't the way it is. Unfortunately, most of them are gone. We're losing our Vietnam veterans. And I'm going to tell you right now, as Vietnam veterans in Alcoholics Anonymous who taught me how to live life sober and still dealing with post-traumatic stress disorder. Though the Vietnam veterans that taught me how to live that way, they're gone. They're long gone. They're not with us anymore. They're gone. The two men that taught me how to live like that, they're gone. Most of our Vietnam veterans are, they're fading away very fast. As a matter of fact, they're going away so fast, it's actually frightening. That being said, because they're going away so doggone fast, there's not going to be anyone who's going to be that voice of reason when we're hearing the bullshit that we're hearing. Okay. Just straight up honest. Okay. Millennials got the raw end of the deal. And thank God Generation Z has been, because they got exactly the same teaching that, that Generation X got, because of the fact that Generation X was already seeing through the bullshit. Okay. What's going on, Blacklight? You get to hear a little bit of hardcore, Prince Magnum. This is the serious stuff that I've been dying to do, because the series that this I'm telling you, this is the most powerful series here on the Prince Magnum channel, but it's going away. It's at the end of this year, the series goes. It's gone. I've done all I can do with it. It's left a horrible taste in my mouth. I cannot stand it. And this is the series that, unfortunately, I will kind of warn you. I'm gonna be on location. All right. Well, later this week, The live stream schedule may actually be affected by me being on location and doing some filming. Some filming, what I would call kind of a buyer beware. Let's face facts. A lot of us out there have really horrible credit, and buying a house is next to impossible. Unless you're going to buy a chunk of property, which is still expensive as hell nowadays. And hey, what's going on? A&R, welcome to the live stream. You're actually going to hear the serious side of Prince Magnum. Ooh, scary stuff, right? The straight up hardcore stuff that a lot of people are afraid to hear, but they need to hear. Okay? The series that's going away at the end of this year. This series is gone. Okay? End of 2020. Now down south, it's still pretty cheap now. Yeah, but you still got to do a lot of work to it, so it still ain't cheap. A lot of time and effort goes into to building up a chunk of property. For good developed property, it's still expensive. Um, so in this, later well, what we're going to be talking about later this week is kind of a buyer beware on rental property. Rental property. I actually got asked to do an in-your-face special, a video special, where I'll be going out to basically on location. I'm I've heard they are where you're at. I've heard it's downright ridiculous where you're at. Real estate is downright oh, no, no, no. It says this is one of these ones where someone actually fell for some stuff. Basically, the best way I could put it is it was basically some millennials that got screwed over. And it's really sad how they got screwed over. And the landlord is going to be able to get away with it. That is until now. They've been getting away with it till now. The Prince Magnum channel is actually going to go on location and show you guys what to look for. Yeah, they were kind of scammed. It was basically one of those deals that, um, from what I understand, this house is actually within the city limit. Within the city limits. And here in the United States, in a lot of areas, houses have to pass building codes. Yeah, it was a shady deal. Houses have to pass building codes. Well, the landlord has some key people put in the right place, and because they had some key people put in the right place, they were able to squeak through, and this house will not pass code. Okay, yeah, it's kind of like that. This house definitely is not up to code. We're talking raw sewage being dumped into the front yard, to my knowledge. Okay, and it's in city limits, so it's hooked up to the city sewer lines, or it's supposed to be. So things like that, that basically it is not up to code. This place is absolutely horrible, but yet, yeah, yeah. So we're talking that this person's getting away with it because they've got the right people in the right places and they're greasing the right palms within the city. So because of this, the Prince Magnum channel is going to go on location, show you that buyer beware here in the United States on how not to get scammed. Yeah, yeah, that's pretty dodgy stuff. Yeah. Um, Are you guys talking about that Octagon house, sis? Because I know originally when Dad got that property, he had to do a lot of stuff. Right. We're talking, so I'm going to show you guys some stuff. Yeah. Show you guys some stuff that was kind of some shady stuff that was kind of going on, and that buyer beware on what to look for. Okay. I may not be a carpenter. I may not know a whole lot about architecture, but I know when you're looking at a crappy building. Okay. I do maintenance for McDonald's, and I know when I'm looking at shoddy workmanship or something that needs to be repaired, ripped up and redone. I'm smart enough on a lot of that stuff. And the fact that we're basically, uh, and I know the people, and when they came to me and said, Prince Magnum, this is serious stuff, man. This person's getting away with it. And, I said, well, I have to still be careful because they have the right people that could kind of come after me a little bit. Yeah, cracks in, well, oh no, no, this house definitely, this house is the crack, okay, in the wall. It's like that. Water, yeah, we're looking at all of that stuff. We're looking at all of that stuff. Uh, we're gonna go through, show you guys, right. So we're looking at all of that stuff that, that buyer beware sort of thing, you know. And because of that, the Prince Magnum channel is going to be going on location. Now, this probably will affect the live stream schedule next, next week. So I wanted to give you guys a heads up. So I will try to warn you all if for some reason I'm not able to go live. The reason being is because I'm on location filming, and I'm also going to be interviewing somebody and that sort of thing. Princess Faye is going to be with me as much as possible, so we're going to be sitting down, and I will actually be doing an interview for the first time since last year. I have not got to do that. I love to do that on occasion, interview somebody to get the honest to goodness stuff, the real stuff that most people don't even know about. As a matter of fact, last year I also interviewed someone basically, showing you how to kick your own internet bill right out the door. Interviewed somebody, yep, black mold, stuff like that. We're talking, you know, um, you know, there's a lot of that stuff where palms get greased. What's going on? Welcome to the live stream, Kevin. Uh, no, no one tried to pick me up. I don't think I'm that doggone cute in makeup. Real quick, Kevin, you are just in time for one of the most important series here on the Prince Magnum channel. It's What's Going On, Jamie, of the Isolationist Network. Real quick, folks, if y'all have not checked out my boy over on the Isolationist Network, Jamie, thank you so much for sharing me out on Twitter. I'm going to tell you right now, um, Jamie is an amazing guy. I mean, you guys think I'm, so awesome with my intro. When he welcomes you into his live, I mean, it is just off the chain amazing. This guy, I mean, he's got to be from another planet because he has an energy unlike anybody else I have ever seen. He's an amazing guy. Oh, it's good to see you too, Kevin. So if you've not checked out our boy over at on the Isolationist Network, Jamie, he's an amazing friend to the Prince Magnum channel. And that's right, his lovely lady, Miss Nerdy Nikki, is also in the live. Both of them two are just absolutely wonderful, wonderful people. And I hope one day Princess Faye and I get to hang out with them. That is a like a big time dream of mine that I get to go around and meet all of you. Yes, all 1,000 plus of every last one of you. Sis, I already know you. I just got to come. We just got to, I just got to nab you up and drag you on drag you into one of my live streams sometime. But I'm going to tell y'all right now, again, uh, our people from the UK are represented very well here. We have an amazing cross section of people from the United Kingdom right now in our live stream. They're absolutely, hands down, bar none, some amazing people. We have some people right now in the live stream from the land down under. Some amazing people from Australia. And if y'all don't know, Australia has an amazing car culture. So amazing. The United States, yeah, I know you're from Pennsylvania. And of course, I'm going to tell y'all right now, Australia has an amazing car culture. Here in the United States, we like to think that we have an amazing car culture. No, 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 no. We used to. Here in the United States, our car culture is basically anymore. We built the same car. The only difference is we just slap a different color on it. That being said, what's going on? Oh, we have another amazing friend here on the Prince Magnum channel. Hold on a second, Mr. Kuko Games. An amazing, amazing person here in the live stream. Mr. Kuko Games, it is an absolute pleasure to have you here on the Prince Magnum channel. An amazing friend to the Prince Magnum channel. Thank you so much. I've been dying for the day that you would come in and hang out with us. Um, just an amazing person. I just absolutely get such a joy out of his live streams. Mr. Kuko Games, I got to tell you, something happened a little while back, and I've not been able to put anything um, into your chat. I've been there in your chat, but unfortunately, I think someone maybe bumped a button or something like that, and I've not been able to put anything in. So, by all means, if you'll check that out, I think that something got goofed up because I've not been able to put anything into your stream. And let me tell you, I absolutely enjoy engaging with the crowd that is in your live stream. Just, yeah, there are amazing people in your live stream, hands down, bar none. And I believe that's just because the amazing personality that you put off. Again, we have an amazing cross section of individuals here on the Prince Magnum channel right now. Again, we also have, I know somewhere in the background, we even have now, sis. Real quick, I'm going to tell you all again. We have some amazing folks in from the United Kingdom right now here on the Prince Magnum channel. As a matter of fact, one of the individuals that's in here right now, Mr. Gamer in BRFC, is actually a veteran of Her Majesty's Royal Marine Corps. Talk about, I'm telling you right now, guys, that right there, it is an honor to have someone who is a veteran of Her Majesty's Royal Marine Corps here on the Prince Magnum channel. That to me is just absolutely, it is an honor to have someone like that within the Maverick Nation. That is correct. Mr. Gamer in BRFC, I'm pretty sure he's somewhere lurking around in the background, but he is absolutely a fantastic. How am I doing today? I am excited because later this week, I'm probably going to be on location doing filming for this series, In Your Face. Now, for those, again, who do not know, In Your Face was originally designed for the purposes of educating the... Oh, that is my sister right there. I'm going to tell you all right now, there was 4 series here on the Prince Magnum channel that are original series to the Prince Magnum channel. The first series, obviously, do-it-yourself budget hot rodding. Now, real quick, for a brief moment, do-it-yourself budget hot rodding became 2 sides of the same coin, which was a reference to a Kiss song that came out in 1980 on their album Unmasked. For those that have ever wondered about that, if you ever went back in the Prince Magnum channel's history. That also being said, that particular, we've always had hot rodding in some way, shape, or form for the longest time here on the channel. Well, kind of, sort of. I would say for the first year of the channel, the first true year of the channel, we didn't. But, and Miss Queen Bee, one of our refugees from Twitch, dropping, if you've got a blue wrench, be sure to drop the link to your channel, whether it's here on YouTube, Mixer, Periscope, Twitch. I don't even care if it's Facebook. Drop the link to your channel and feel free. That's correct. So if you ever go back into the Prince Magnum channel's history, you'll notice that another original series here on the Prince Magnum channel is, believe it or not, Surviving Romance. Surviving Romance is one of the original series here on the Prince Magnum channel that, hands down, bar none, that series will never go away. Do-it-yourself budget hot rodding and Surviving Romance are very important to the Prince Magnum channel. It is our, for those that do not know, if there's any bragging rights here on the Prince Magnum channel, we are the first. Never heard of Periscope? Oh yeah, it's out there. It's not very big. Mixer's no more than Periscope, but it is out there. The Prince Magnum channel has bragging rights. We are the first YouTube channel and possibly content creators across every platform, to my knowledge, to do both custom cars and romance. We are the first in the world. Somebody contact Guinness right now. We are the first. You're actually seeing history. We're the first channel to bring both custom cars and romance together as its main platform. That also being said, another original series is Sober Talk. We've been doing Sober Talk before there was even a Sober Talk series. So again, that series has been around for a long time. Along with that, we also, and the fourth and most important series. Oh, shoot, sis. If you didn't give me any grief, I think you were mad at me. Now, another very important series here on the Prince Magnum channel is the one that we're on right now, In Your Face. And originally, when I decided to do In Your Face, I am getting to be older than dirt. I'm getting to be very old. I'm going to be 41 this year. And I know a lot of y'all out there are saying, oh, 41, 40's not that old. 40's not that old. I'm halfway to 80, okay? Let's be real here. No, seriously. I'm getting older, okay? Actually, I can explain how that you can customize a car with the intent of being romantic. It's really not that hard. Even with modern cars, it's not that hard. It's actually ridiculously easy. Cruising with your sweetheart. I don't care. And again, I'm going to also reiterate. For those that do not know, Hannah, who's in the live stream right now, that's my little sister. That is my little sister. And for the record, how young is my little sister? My little sister is actually a year younger than my oldest daughter. The moment my little sister was born, she already had a niece. And that niece was a year older than her, not a joke. I would tease my dad about that, saying, what, you got tired of me calling you old man, had to prove me otherwise? He's like, just shut up, son. Just shut up. And Hannah is my only sister. So I guess that makes her my favorite sister. Yep, yep. Well, we all got our vices. By the way, my last true major vice is smoking cigarettes. That's my last true major vice. And this year again is the end of In Your Face. Originally, In Your Face was designed to initially be an educational platform for millennials because our millennial generation really got screwed. Two things have happened. Number one, in 2016, the last of the millennial generation. Right, you think, sis. Just remember, I'm the original. I'm the oldest. I'm the original. You better not drink your life away. It's people like you we still need. I need every last one of you out there. But anyhow, before we get to all that, all the stuff that makes me Prince Magnum, the truth of it is our millennial generation got screwed. And in 2016, hey, that's all right. And oh no, I'm the original, and I'm the original of of all of my siblings. You're the improved version. That being said, I don't care if you don't like me. That's fine. You can not like me. It just means that, it's YouTube. If you don't like me, just like television, change channel. Let the hair down. It was probably an accidental button push, Kuko. Thank you for taking care of me. Real quick, Kuko, since you're here, I've known you more than long enough. Hang on a second here. We're going to... Mr. Kuko Games, I've known you more than long enough. There you go. Oh, is that what happened? Psst. Someone tried to do that to me. But anyhow, Mr. Kuko Games, you'll notice that that you're in blue. Psst. Mr. Venom, I know about people like you, and I know how to take care of people like you. Goodbye. So there we go. Some people just don't get it. No, thank you, Mr. Kuko Games. I'm telling you right now, like I said, I know how positive you are, and people need what you're doing right now. And that's kind of oh, let my hair down. There you go. That's what it looks like. Yeah, my hair is actually pretty doggone long. So there you go. All righty. So now that we have, that's right. Oh no, 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 no. I'm that's a quick put on the makeup. Miss Kelly, thank you so much for joining the live stream. And let me clue you in. This is actually a series that is dedicated towards educating people on what's kind of the real deal in life. This series will be going away because I've done all I could do with it. I've done all I could do with this series. We've gone as far as we can go with it. It's up to everybody else to fight what's right. That sort of thing. Do kiss makeup? Man, I haven't done that. Well, since 2016, I haven't wore. And Princess Faye actually did me up like Paul Stanley, which ironically enough, I did do a couple of Paul Stanley songs that night on stage. It was actually pretty doggone cool. I did not unmod you, sis. I don't know how that happened. Sorry about that, sis. I don't know how that happened. Sorry, sis. I didn't mean for that to happen. But any hoop-de-doo. Now, sis. Sis. You better behave yourself. What? Hang on, sis. Hang on. All right. Hang on, sis. Okay. There you go, sis. Hang on. We got you. Sis, shut it down. Yeah, I got you, sis. We'll try that first. We'll start there. There we go. I had to. Yeah, I shut it down. I know who it is. Or I got a pretty good idea. All right, I got you, sis. Don't worry. Don't worry. All right. I got it. See what I mean? There you go. All right, I shut it down. Shut that down. There we go. Really? Ha! Oh, really? I could do that again. All right, sis. Get your account locked down. Oh, he's going to feel awfully funny. Watch this. I know, sis. Don't worry. I got this. I know who that troll is. I got him covered. Hartford, Connecticut. What, you didn't think I didn't know? Go into your Google settings. Go into your Google settings, change your password, all that good stuff. Lock it down, sis. I got it. Think you're funny? I got you. We got a hacker. Moderators, I've got you start locking him down. He comes in under another name, lock him down. Hey, brother, check it out. Hartford, Connecticut. I've got you. Lock him down, guys. Yeah. I see what he did. Lock him down. Lock him down. Start reporting him. Immediately. Start reporting him. Google needs that IP address. Report him quickly for hacking. You think I'm playing? They're going to need, the police department's going to need that. We've got the screenshots, okay? I still got you, okay? Yeah, I ain't playing. Hartford, Connecticut. There you go, guys. All right. Yeah, Google's going to need that. Not a joke. They're going to need all that information. Great job, guys. Way to lock it down. Get in there, change your Google passwords, all that stuff like that, okay? The next thing you need to do is get your settings ramped up, okay? Lock it down. All right? He's under several different accounts. It looks like the same account. If you look at his name, it's always a different picture. That's all it is, okay? We've got him. We're just going to have to, yeah, that's all he's doing. That's actually what he's doing, is he's basically on several accounts all at once that look the same, but they're not, all under different names. He even goes, so yeah, that's all he's doing. So you need, in order to actually nail him, you have to have, of all the things, you have to have that IP address, okay? He was under a fake account, and my sis thought she got hacked, but I want her to go ahead and change all of her password stuff anyways. You won't get my password. That's just it. You can't. Shut him down, guys. Thank you. Right. I know, Kevin. You're okay. There you guys go. If you guys look through if you scroll through the chat, you'll see what he's doing. He's almost smart, almost, but he's not that good. And because I had Jam and John take care of my stuff a long time ago, I will know when someone tries to do something. It looks like a Christmas tree here in the office. Don't worry, buddy. I got you. Oh, we will. We'll get him. We'll get him. We got him. Good job, sis. Good job. Sneaky, sneaky, sneaky. How's family doing? About as well as can be expected. You know, my poor sis is probably freaking out right now. And I don't blame her. But yeah, don't worry, buddy. I got this. Some people. Don't worry. I know where I know the troll. He thinks I'm playing. Right there. Not playing. Not playing. And if you do it again, I'll call the FBI instead. They got people that look for people like you to eat this stuff up. Good job, sis. All right. I need to get you in touch with Jam and John. Yep. It happens all the time. Happens all the time. A&R, you are awesome. All right, again, y'all get to see me in action here, working this stuff. Just some people don't get it. And if he thinks I'm not kidding, I know how to do all this stuff. I've been doing it a long time. Okay? I'm an old hat at this stuff, long before there was Google. I actually remember when there was a day when it was GeoCities and Angel Fire and things like that. That's a good thing. Yeah, he about had me. I'm like, what the hell? So watch you guys' backs, watch each other's backs. Don't worry. He thinks I'm playing. I know where he lives. You know, I actually know the town and everything. Can probably even find him on Google Map with a push of a button. Not a joke. Oh my gosh. I need coffee. I'm getting too old and too dang tired for this stuff. Really? You can share me out with anybody you want. You go right on ahead, Kevin. All right, real quick. Now we're going to get back on track here. Report. Goodbye. Yes, you can more than share me out, Kevin. We got a lot of work to do. You know, it's nice to know that someone's always out there trying to do right and help people out. Again, for the record, for those that don't know, I'm going to tell y'all some serious stuff here. Some years ago, now actually, back in 2015, my poor wife actually had a pretty nasty car accident. For those that do not know, on the original, on do-it-yourself budget hot rodding, before it was called do-it-yourself budget hot rodding, I hadn't even come up with a name yet. We actually, our original project car. um, the original project car was a 96 Ford Mustang. That thing was a hunk of junk, but I was going to do the work. That being said, Princess Faye had a horrible accident, and the Prince Magnum Channel's main focus now is to make enough money that I can slow down, maybe work part-time, and kind of prepare for the day, because when her head went through the driver's window on Project Beauty, that was scary. Oh, I know he is. Don't worry, Kuko. That's awesome. Uh, right. Thanks, sis. Good job. Good job. And I'll tell y'all, when Princess Faye's head went through that driver's window, doctors actually said that she might lose her eyesight, or she could lose her hearing, or worse yet, she could lose all the above. So my wife is actually in danger of eventually losing her hearing, is what it looks like. Her eyesight's still pretty solid, but it looks like it's going to be her hearing. So eventually, my wife is going to be deaf. So the goal of the Prince Magnum Channel is to get big enough where I could support my wife from home, and that is the biggest focus of the channel. I know that sounds like, it's like, wow, man, really, really, yeah. Trying to put all of my talents. I I actually like Jimi Hendrix. I love Jimi Hendrix. Um, who doesn't love Jimi Hendrix? But for the record, Jimi Hendrix will never be known for his singing ability, even though he's a pretty decent singer. He will always, I don't know sign language, but Princess Faye and I actually have our own kind of language between us. Very right. Um, Princess Faye actually, her and I actually have, um, we actually have kind of our own language between us that we pretty well kind of know what we're saying. But that's just, experience as a couple. So it's just one of those things. That also being said, that has been the main focus. Um, Sis, I'm going to tell you right now. Get over there and talk to my buddy, Jammin' John. I know you can contact him on Facebook. You know, I'll send you some stuff over, and you want to talk to him. He's good at security stuff, real good. I mean, just amazing with security stuff. This guy is like on top of his game. Well, everyone has that one song they can do. Everybody has that one song that they can do. What's your point? I know I'm an alcoholic. And again, goodbye. There we go. There you go. See, everyone has that one song that they can do. But again, In Your Face was designed. Yeah, that's pretty sad. Yeah, he calls me an alcoholic, but the truth of it is that, duh, I'm in recovery. I haven't had a drink in almost 14 and a half years. You know, you're only stating the obvious. Once an alcoholic, always an alcoholic. You can't once you take a cucumber and turn it into a pickle, you can't turn it back into a cucumber. Discrimination too now will be added to that list. Now, where were we? Ah, yes. Yes, I remember all too well where we are. This particular series will be going away because of the fact that I've done all I can do with it. Thanks for the view. Yeah, you're awesome, Nikki. Again, that's what it's all about. You know. Well, see, sis, he actually attacked your account, and since you're under the age of 18, um, yep, there you go. That's Mr. Jam and John's. Um, for those that don't know, that's the guy who locked down my channel over a year ago, and oh yeah, yep. Oh, he going to prison. He's going to prison for a very, very long time. Very long time. We're talking like for years. You don't mess with Prince Magnum. What's going on? Think different. So now where were we? Oh yes, yes. Again, I've done all I can do. You go right on ahead and share that. You go right on ahead, Kevin. A lot of people tend to forget that that this channel is. You want to track him down, sis? You're more than welcome to. I already found him. Found his hometown. A few more button pushes, and you know. Thank you, Nikki. I got sober. Well, thank you so much. You better not have. Think different. Come on, man. Yeah, put the links up to the channels, and you know, you guys in blue, don't forget to put the links up to your channels. There you go. There you go. Now, let me tell y'all, um, mm, you know, um, anytime, anytime. Um, I got sober back on February 7th, 2006. I was a fallen down drunk. It took me about 30 seconds. I'm like, something's wrong here. Yeah, you may not have been fully hacked, but I think I got a pretty good idea what happened. I got a pretty good idea what happened. So just kind of a heads up, watch you guys' stuff because this guy is trying so hard. He wants to get at me. Get used to it, pal. I'm harder to kill than a cockroach. Yeah, and I was like, wait a minute, did I bump something on accident? But no. Um, well, when you're doing good, when you're doing good, when the troll just won't go away. That's when you know they've got an obsession with you, and it's an unhealthy obsession. I'm married. I'm straight. Get over it. I understand. I'm still a good-looking 40-year-old man. Get over it. That's what's up. Right. He doesn't get it. Just even looking at your account the wrong way. In person, yeah, you're going away. Bye. It's an unhealthy obsession with me. Unhealthy. Okay? I'm sorry I'm that good looking still. Oh, man. You like that? I mean, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I'm still, that I even look good in makeup. I'm sorry, okay? But I don't swing that way, you know? And get over yourself, buddy. I mean, go back to your bridge. Just go back to your bridge. Nikki, I love you guys. That's right. Oh my gosh. And see, that's just it. You know, right? I get it, Nikki. That autocorrect, But again, let me tell y'all, that's when you know you're doing good. That's when you know you're doing good. When you're making waves, when a troll is that infatuated with you. I mean, I'm sorry, you know? um, so that's what's up. How many times I gotta say it? I just never said it on camera. I'm too hot to handle, too cold to hold, The only one that can do that is my beautiful wife, Princess Faye. I got a beautiful, gorgeous wife. She puts up with me, but how many times, for the rest of the world, I'm too hot to handle, too cold to hold, Thank you, Jamie. You're awesome, brother. That's what's up. And, I can't say it enough. Hey, Chairman, you ain't late. We're still live, you know? That's what's up, Kevin. That's what's up, And that's just what. And for the record, for those who do not know, again, I am the first content creator in the world to do both custom cars and romance together as its main platform. Think about that for a second. The last I heard, that was called the Blue Oyster Bar. That was a long. I don't think those still exist, but I remember hearing about them. I never been to one, but I've always heard about them. Now for the record, I will tell you, there's a place up in St. Louis called Attitudes. That is, it's a place for, I guess you could say, of all sexual orientations to go to. And I'm telling you, it was the coolest place I'd ever been. the coolest place I'd ever been. And again, I don't swing that way. That's right. That's right, Nikki. I was up at this place, and I'm going to tell y'all right now. While I was up at this place, it was an awesome, awesome place. The place called Attitudes, and you had people of all different sexual orientations there. Obviously, you had the big three, I guess you could say. Gay, straight, and bi, and it was really nice being there. There was no judgment on who you were. I walked in, my hair down, black nail polish, purple lipstick, goth Prince Magnum, all the way, walking in there. And I felt good. I felt very, very comfortable in that environment. And there I was with my beautiful wife, Princess Faye. That's what's up. You know, and see, the thing of it is that I walked in there, I felt very confident, very comfortable. I ended up seeing something I wasn't expecting that night. I watched, of all the things, a drag stripper show. I've never seen anything like that. So I've been to two strip clubs in my time, I guess you could say. One of them, where I actually hung out with a stripper, and I was 3 months sober when I did that. And the other one was at, of all the things, a drag strip club. There was drag queens and drag kings there. And I'm going to tell you right now, those were some of the sweetest people I had ever met in my life. They were absolutely wonderful. And I was talking to someone, I said, man, I feel very comfortable in this atmosphere. You could be who you are and things like that. I said, there is no drama here. And it was a bar setting, bear that in mind. It was a bar setting. And some of the people that Princess Faye and I were hanging with, right, right. What's going on, Harold? Random videos. Again, y'all need to go check out my boy Harold over at Harold's Random Videos. Amazing guy. We got Blacklight Fox Art in here, who has an amazing artistry channel that he's been working on. He's been putting up some really neat stuff as of late. He just doesn't know I've been over there. Ooh, spooky stuff. Spooky stuff. By the way, I was watching George Carlin before the live. But anyhow, so I was hanging out with these people, just good people, and I'm like, man, everyone was so cool with each other, hanging out, just really, really awesome personalities. And as we were all hanging out, and that sort of thing, the thing of it is that as we were hanging out, and the guy's like, why everyone's so cool with each other? And I said, I really don't know. And he said something that really, really just kind of, it was a blow to the gut. It was a blow to the gut, and it was a wake up call for all of us out there here in the US. He said, because all of these people in here of different sexual orientation, they know they have to enjoy life the best they can right now, because any moment they could have their rights taken away by somebody who's just over religious and just doesn't want to understand. And that was a blow to the gut. That was a big splash in the face. My wake up call, I guess you could say, you know. And I really, honestly, I was just sitting there like, wow, wow. I was just taken back, how easy, it really, it really kind of hit home. And it just, that I, it, if there was ever a wake up call, for, all of us to kind of get our heads together, that would have been it, and we're still struggling with that. That is something that we're all still struggling with. It was a slap in the face. And that was about the time I was getting ready to start the Prince Magnum channel, that wake up call, that things needed to. Thank you, Blacklight. I appreciate that. That was the wake up call for all of us out there, and how things needed to start changing. So that was our wake up call. And, for me, and Thank you so much, Jamie and Nikki, both for being here and showing some support to us. What's going on, Mr. Cartoon? Another amazing person here on the live stream. Nikki, Jamie, thank you guys so much for being here with us. You guys are solid, solid, important members of the Maverick Nation. That's why you guys are Maverick Mechanics, and that's why we love you all so very much. You guys are amazing. It's guys like again, the Prince Magnum channel is we have supporters around the world, but we get a lot of support from our friends in in the UK. We get a lot of support from our friends from the land down under, Australia. Um, Hands down, bar none, we have a great cross section of wonderful people around the world. By the way, we have supporters as far away as Hong Kong until their rights are taken away and they're no longer able to view the Prince Magnum channel. Um, you know, and thank you, Nikki. Thank you, Jamie, both of you for being here with me and showing the support. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for being here with us. Again, the Prince Magnum channel has a great cross section of wonderful people around the world. Um, you guys are the driving force. You guys are the ones that keep pushing me to go above and beyond. Unfortunately, again, this series is coming to a close. The Prince Magnum channel no longer needs to do in your face. I think all of you are pretty doggone smart. As we continue to grow, as we continue to grow, you guys are smart enough on your own. You don't need me to tell you how it really is. So we're going to end this series this year. This is the series we did our damnedest this year. By the end of this, by the year, end of 2020, the end of 2020, this series goes away and we'll usher in probably, we're going to start focusing more on history, doing our part to preserve as much history as possible, whether it's a video game. And we've done that here on the channel. We have done an amazing job, with the series A Look Into Our Past. That series has been neglected long enough. I want to get back into history. My goodness, look at that. Right? A&R, I'm going to tell you right now. Uh, Little did I know when I would start these live streams this year, during this whole pandemic. One of the things that shocked me was how big it started getting. It's just me on a cellular device talking to all of you, showing you what I know the best I can, and sometimes it's a pretty renegade way I might have to do it. But all of you come in and we all get together, we hang out, and we try to remain positive during this time. My little sister, I'll tell you, she gives a great deal of banter here in the live stream, and it's so much fun. How she'll razz her oldest brother, as he continues to build his channel up. That's me here. As I continue to build, my little sister adds that little something, that little sibling rivalry that it just comes from my family. You know, if you ever listen, you know, no, I missed that, Mr. Cartoon. I'll have to grab it after the stream. I'll have to grab it after the stream. No question about it. I'll have to grab it after the stream. I've been so busy, and I do apologize. A lot of you have been sending me some stuff, and I've been very lax in trying to make sure that I talk to all of you, that we all talk, and I'm going to say right now, right to the camera and everything, I apologize. I've been trying my very, very best to get to to see all of you, to get over to your channels, and still try to. Oh, and you're really? I didn't know. Wow, I did see that. Chairman, thank you for being here with us. Thank you. You get some rest, and we will see you when we see you next. Uh, oh, I loved it. I left you a like. I didn't really have a whole lot to say in the comments. That's why sometimes, I'll get over there and I'll look at you guys' stuff. And a lot of times y'all don't know it, but I'm there. But I've been lax in the comments section, but I'm there. You just don't always know it. And we've been doing it more on Saturdays where I get to say, you do you. You know, Mr. Cartoon, I'm going to tell you all the honest to goodness truth. I'm going to tell you an honest to goodness truth here. Um, I'm a child of the 1980s, okay? And we were taught a lot of prejudice, okay? The homosexual community got a lot of prejudice, even from us 80s kids. Um, and it was a struggle. It was a struggle for a lot of us. Um, when a lot of our friends in the 90s in high school started kind of coming out, we really didn't know what to do. We honestly did not know how to handle it. We were ill-equipped. What do we do? Our friends are coming out, and what do we do? We did not know how to handle it. It was a new age. We were now stepping into a new age. I would say that as a generation, as being a child of the 80s, it's probably safe to say that I was one of those last gaspers, okay, that held on to prejudice for a little while. Now, my high school sweetheart did something that was so very important. We will refer to her as Lady Silver Mist. Lady Silver Mist did something, and that was my high school sweetheart. There was a lot of bad that she did. There was a lot of bad that I did in our relationship, but there was a lot of good that we both did. One of the things that she did for me that was probably the most important thing that she did for me, which was help me get over some prejudice. She started me off reading a series of books that is still so right, right. That's still so important to me. And the author is Mercedes Lackey, and the series is the Velgarth novels. She started me off reading these books because so we would have something to talk about because we really didn't have a whole lot to talk about. We just knew that we really thought a great deal of each other and we had a lot of similarities in personality. Um, yeah. you know, so here we are in your face, I'm telling you. Yeah. And let me tell you, what I when I started reading the books, um, the books that I started reading was the series basically in the Velgarth novels. She started me off on what was kind of the prehistory to the main timeline, and I read those books and fell in love with some characters. I loved the characters from from those books. Absolutely wonderful. And then when I would transition into another series, I had to get used to some new characters. The first three books were kind of the Mage War series, the prehistory to the Velgarth novels. Very good series. I recommend them for anybody. I don't know if they're still in print, but they were amazing. I loved them. I mean, I would love to see these books made into a movie, but I don't think Hollywood could ever do them justice. I don't think Hollywood could ever do these books justice. But then I get into the third series in the Velgarth novels. And in that third series, um, when I get in, well, the second series, I'm sorry, the second series, and it was just three books. And those in those three books, it was the books of the last Herald Mage, Harold Vaniel. And let me tell you, that was the series that changed me, that changed who I was, that made me lose a lot of prejudiced thoughts, and kind of made me started thinking about the world, and would eventually lead to the name that I have here on YouTube, Prince Magnum. Interesting story. And I was 19 when I read these books for the first time. I'm sorry, 18. 18. I was 18 years old when I read these books. Um, in the series about Harold Daniel, he discovers that he's gay. They had different names for it in the book and everything. Sis, that's because you beat up on guys. Uh, you're a tomboy through and through, and you get it honestly because you come from you know, all of your siblings that are older than you are boys. So yeah, you had to get tough in a hurry. Well, this this series, these three books, change it. No, this series is going to go away, and for good reason. But poor sis, poor sis. I feel it's okay. It's okay, sis. This particular series, the main character Harold Daniel discovers that he's gay, and as I was reading, as he was discovering that he was gay, he was falling for this particular guy. And when he was describing, when the author was describing his feelings, and she was describing how he was in knots looking at this guy and how he felt and everything, I was sitting there practically screaming at a book, mind you. Tell him already! Tell him! I was into it. I was like, Mercedes Lackey wrote it in such a way that it made you rethink things. And as I was doing this, I'm not kidding. It's a new age. It's a new age. But as I was reading, I literally started screaming at the book, freaking tell him! And then of all the things, as I was, continuing to read this, these two, y'all need to like the live stream. That's what's up, sis. But as I was reading this, okay, as I was reading this, um, you know, the two get together, these two guys. And I started Yes, yes, I have. Yes, I've seen it. Seen it. Love it. Love it. But then, when they hook up and they have that first night together, I guess you could say that where, things started happening. Yeah, I know it's a very dark series. Well, it's a dark movie. I do love it. Princess Faye introduced me to that series. But when she oh, you like it? Princess Faye got me this. She got me this shirt a long time ago, and I had to wear it yesterday, and I threw it in the laundry and had to wear it again today because I really like this shirt. But that being said, thank you, Blacklight. Appreciate that. That being said, when the two kind of, I guess you could say, when it like all happened at once, and it became a kind of a thing. It was like, that first night together, I guess you could say. I was like, here I am, child of the 80s, brought up with that prejudice towards the homosexual community. And here I am, I'm like, yeah, that's what's up. They're together. What am I saying? That's when I realized that I wasn't, in that world anymore. I wasn't there. That's when some prejudice started going away. And that's when I realized that maybe they're just like everybody, you know? And I had to learn that. I had to learn that. And there I was, 18 years old, and I realized for the first time in my life that maybe some things that I had been taught weren't real. you know, so that is just some of the things that I've learned. And for the record, My little sister, I'm the best. Hair flips hair. you know. So that is just some of the powerful stuff that I've learned in my lifetime, and I've tried to pass on here on In Your Face, but I've not done because where the series ended up going, I didn't get to teach that, and I kicked myself. For the record, in the series, the Velgarth novel series, okay? Thank you so much, Mr. Kelly. Welcome to the live stream. We are actually, I'm talking about this particular series here on the Prince Magnum channel that is going to be going away. It is not, it just ended up being drug where I didn't want to have to take it, but it is coming to a close. What it was designed to do was to be educational, and I ended up spending a lot of my time exposing. That's my little sis. I ended up spending a lot of time exposing dirty politicians. I spent a lot of time exposing dirty politicians, and it did some good, and in some cases, it wasn't enough. And really, honestly and truthfully, it's to the point where I think all of you are smart enough to know how to fight back. Okay? Fight for your rights. Fight for those rights. If you believe they're God-given, fight for them. Okay? That's what the series was designed for, to teach people, no, this is the way it is. Unfortunately, this day and age, people don't realize what their rights are. Okay? Look at the homosexual community that had to fight for their rights to be married. I will tell y'all right now, a dear close friend of mine, oh, I'm totally against it. I'm totally against it. Easy, sis. You know, you know, they had to fight for their rights to be a married couple. And when this dear friend of mine was like, I'm against it. Why are you against it? Because, in the Bible, and I'm like, really? Does it really affect your marriage? And he's like, well, no, it doesn't, I guess. But it's wrong. It's wrong. I don't care what it says in some book, okay? I don't care. What's important? Question is, what's my favorite dish? Mexican food, period. All right. Oh my gosh. But when that was, and he's like, well, no, because easy, sis, easy. My goodness, what's wrong with you, Henry Cuss? Um, you know, when he said that, I was like, it doesn't affect you. It really doesn't affect you. It doesn't affect your marriage. It affects two other people. It doesn't affect you. You know, and that told me everything right there. It was very upsetting, and it's like I thought the 80s were over, you know, and so that the proper education. Sis. And let me also say right now, one of the other things that also should be taught. I did a video where I really broke down and had to explain the usage of marijuana. I know a lot of people want to sound like, we're going to touch base on that again this year. We're going to touch base one more time on the uses of marijuana. Yes, I said it that way. I don't care how cool you think it makes you sound calling it cannabis. You know, sis, I don't care how cool it makes you sound. There's a reason why we gave it a name like that, because it came, from where it came, across the border. And there's some things that need to be addressed on that. Oh, my sis is tough, rough, tough, and hard to bluff. But she had She had two older brothers and one little ninny brother. Uh, actually, I'll tell you right now, that's actually more dangerous than you think. There's actually been studies on what the uses were, what the effects, the side effects are. That was done way back in the 90s, way back in the 90s. That's being suppressed today, suppressed so much that that it's just um, that a lot of people don't realize how serious. Um, Basically, with the legalization of, uh, you know, with them getting closer to legalizing the recreational use of marijuana here in Missouri, I will say that Alcoholics Anonymous is getting prepared for that. We've been getting prepared. That's my sister. Luckily, you flirting with my sis, you knock that off right now. I'll spank you. That's my little sister there, doggone it. Even though I know she can take care of herself, I'm still a protective brother. She just doesn't know it. And I'll tell y'all right now, there's a lot of stuff that's not being told. And we're going to touch base on it again. We touched it. Oh, listen to you two. Are you flirting with my sister? Doggone you. Better stop that right now. That's my little sister. But, that's just the thing. That's just the thing. You know. What am I going to do with you? Oh, my goodness. And that's the thing, there's a lot of stuff that needs to happen, needs to be educated on. We're even going to talk about how even World War I veterans are being forgotten now here in Missouri. We're going to cover it all. We're going to make this the best year for In Your Face. You guys, there may be a day this week where I will not be live streaming, and that's because I'm going to be on location filming, and I will be doing an interview. It's been too long since I've got to do an interview. I've been wanting to do an interview for a little while. Cheeky. Blacklight, are you possibly from the UK as well? I'm beginning to think, or at least from New England, from the New England area, because a lot of people don't use that term here just in the general US. I'm beginning to think you from New England, or possibly from the being one of our friends from the UK. That would be awesome. It wouldn't matter where you're from. Doesn't matter where you're from. Doesn't. Doesn't matter where you're born. It doesn't matter where you come from. It matters where your heart is at. Paul Stanley back in the 90s on Kiss Alive 3. Paul Stanley. Oh, I know. I tease you. Well, Blacklight, I got to sound like my little sister could take care of herself. She could take care of herself. She's an awesome, awesome, little. I love my little sister. We banter back and forth, and of course, she gives Sean a hell of a hard way to go here on the channel. My God, poor Sean gets it rough from my sis, but that's awesome. That's what's up. She's at work right now. She's at work, working hard, doing what she do. My wife's amazing. You know, we Princess Faye and I talked about that. We sat down, we had a heart to heart about that. So, what do you feel about In Your Face going away? She said, honestly, I don't think you're enjoying it anymore. And when we talked about it, I said it needs to go away. I said, I'm just tired of it. I'm tired of it. I don't feel it anymore. She said, well, it's about time. It's about time. And we need to focus on other stuff. Off the chain is so much fun. We can have so much fun on off the chain. Off the chain has been so much fun. The makeup live streams. Oh my God, we've had so much fun. Blacklight, you're awesome, man. I love you, brother. Love you. Big bro hugs from me. You guys are awesome. And again, I'm going to tell you all, my little sister, you're from Australia. You're awesome. In Your Face is going away. That series, we did an amazing job on it. We did an amazing job on it, the best we could possibly do. We've exposed one politician with several more facing criminal charges right in the St. Francis County area. We did an amazing job. We busted them. They're on the ropes. We did it. We did our job more than we probably should have. I put myself out there big time in that. And because of it, a good police officer is now actually run. To give you an idea, okay, I'm going to tell you there's a lot of stuff that the Prince Magnum channel is on record for doing that we'll probably never get full credit for. Okay. Um, I've exposed a corrupt prosecutor in St. Francis County, which is going to lead to several arrests for corruption. He's out of office, and the new prosecutor is still actually, you know, he's on, basically the new prosecutor. God bless her, because she has a lot of work ahead of her. Her and her staff are still investigating a lot of the stuff that was going on. Along with that, um, Queen is just Queen, and we wouldn't have her any other way. She's a sweet, sweet, wonderful woman here on the Prince Magnum channel. She's one of those important. Like you're awesome. You know, we you know we've been a part of that. We've been a part of that. Along with that, the Prince Magnum channel exposed some of the problems in just little bitty Bonne Terre, Missouri, and the roads are being fixed, being taken care of. And the city's actually going through an entire beautification process. We made a difference. Along with that, again, we exposed a lot of dirty politicians. Right now, a dear friend of mine, she's an important piece to the Prince Magnum channel, hands down, bar none. The Prince Magnum channel is now supporting, and which we haven't talked about, but we're going to briefly talk about now because this deserves its own live stream. A dear friend of mine is running for the sheriff's office in St. Francis County, Sheriff's Department, and this guy is amazing. Ryan Miller, absolutely, hands down, bar none, a sweet, kind, wonderful gentleman, and has worked with the Prince Magnum channel, worked with me in helping other alcoholics to try to find sobriety. This guy is getting ready to run for the sheriff's office, and oh, my sis is all about busting people's chops. You know, uh, we are credited, for standing up for them and being, and things like that. We fought for this guy in two different live streams back to back. Yeah, Sean's been lurky turkey. He's been lurky turkey. We have and now he's getting ready. He was actually a part of the prosecutor's office, did a lot of amazing work there, and now he's actually going and so we believe it or not, believe it or not, I've actually been involved in helping out with two criminal cases long before there was a Prince Magnum channel, all the way back in 2001 and 2003. I've been involved in helping with investigation. Okay. Oh, sis, we all know that I got to give you grief right back because doggone it, you rough on me. I'm good at a lot of stuff. I'm actually really, really good at a lot of stuff. Basically, if I want to learn something, I go out and I learn it. If I don't have an interest, I won't learn it, you know. I might look into it a little bit, but for the most part, for the most part, I'm all about, if I want to learn something, I'll go out and learn it, you know. That's just like my grandpa when he passed away. It's like, wait a minute, my grandpa's a veteran of the Second World War. I need to go out and learn about it. So I did. And today I'm one of those people, that knows so much about history. It's ridiculous. For the record, I wanted to learn about Norse runes. I used to be really, really good. Filing is one of them. That's true. Which before the end of the stream, we got to do the joke. We got to do the joke. So yeah, since I'm in the office, right? Um, you know, that's what's up. We have a lot of wonderful. I just have a lot of wonderful knowledge that I've shoved in my head. For the record, I used to be one of the leading pros in my area. Oh my gosh, sis. You behave yourself. Behave yourself, sis. Calm down. For the record, you know, um, we I've been involved in helping the police department more than you think. You know, I'm I am you know, the example of if you want to learn it, just go out and learn it. And you know, uh, we've done a lot on the Prince Magnum channel that goes far beyond just doing what we do, just more than cars, more than romance. And I want to continue that, but I think we're at a stage where, that's that's funny, sis. That's funny. All righty. So that brings us to the spot where I even get to tell you guys, you know, as part of the DIY side of the Prince Magnum channel, I decided to get into woodworking. The reason being is because we actually have some cameras here on the Prince Magnum channel. If you go through our recorded content, you'll notice right away there's these awesome shots that go out over the hood of Project Spirit and Project Lena. So much so that these cameras, we use them for everything. Sean knows what's coming. um, he knows. I had to wait for him to. Here it comes. Uh, we use these cameras for everything. They're amazing, amazing little cameras. 1080 pixel HD cameras, and just amazing cameras through and through. Okay. That being said, see, there you go, sis. Now he's involved. you know, that also being said, we use these cameras for everything. But unfortunately, because they're dash cameras, it's so hard. That's a story we'll talk about later on. We're probably going to save that as the series finale. We'll get to that. Because of that, we use these cameras for everything, and they're dash cams. There's no camera mounts available anywhere, nowhere. So I decided to make my own. So what did I do? I went in behind HQ. I cut down this small tree that normally that the city will come through. The city normally cuts through. Normally, when there's no pandemic going on, they come through and cut down all these trees to keep the snakes down because there's kids in the neighborhood. They come through and they cut down. Sis, behave yourself. My partner Jammin' John does an amazing right. They come through and they cut down these trees and they just haul it off and burn the brush. Because of that, I figured, well, since they're going to probably do that at some time during this year after the pandemic is over, the best thing to do is go ahead and cut down one of those trees and get what wood I want out of those trees. Well, in the process of doing that, I cut out a section of wood that that basically I carved into an actual camera stand for one of the cameras, and this is that actual stand. What I did was I cut out this section right here, carved it out real nice, and the camera just fits in right like that. Then right here uh, is where the lens sits. Now, in order to get this perfect for that lens, what I had to do was I took this file right here, this half moon shaped file, and I laid it down and started working it back and forth until I had this perfect groove. And basically, because I took this file and used it right here, that means that I'm really good at filing and should try my hand at being a secretary. Oh boy, the joke just doesn't stop. Can't keep this joke down. The running gag here on the Prince Magnum channel, right here in the office. There it is, Sean. I swear that is Sean's favorite joke, probably even more so than the aircraft remover series. I think everyone loves that joke. Actually, probably more than aircraft remover. It has to continue. For the record, Princess Faye hates this joke. And when I'm cooking and have to use the spring-loaded tongs, there's that joke. These will work in a pinch. I have seen The Office. Not really one of my favorite. I'm not a bit. Yeah, it's not one of my. Comedy just isn't the same as it used to be. Not a fan of the joke. Well, sis, some people get it, some people don't. Just. You get the move. This half moon shape file right here. No, I really did. Need something darker? Well, I have those jokes too. But we are at the 2 hour marker. And it is Sunday, so I do need to start kind of getting ready for the week. Now, tomorrow will be loaded content. We do have a new aircraft remover coming out tomorrow. We have a new Legend of Zelda video coming out tomorrow. And tomorrow I will be working on we have to do it 10 times per stream. That's awesome. Oh man. We have loaded content coming for tomorrow. I will tell you that hands down, bar none, that the original aircraft remover series is slowly coming to a close. Yes, new aircraft remover coming out, but we will be going into the next one. Sis, I will tell you that you were the inspiration for aircraft remover other uses too. The second one, you actually helped with that one more than you think. Okay, so heads up, 7-Up. We got some awesome stuff coming out for you guys. But aircraft remover, I think it's about time to get into the good stuff on that one. We also got a couple aircraft remover spoofs that we got to work on. We got a lot of stuff coming out this year. Y'all are in time. The Prince Magnum channel is on its way. Oh, no, not quite like that. But we do have aircraft remover. Well, you'll see. It's going to be really, really awesome. We all love an aircraft remover is just the running gag. That just doesn't seem to want to die here on the channel. You guys really, really pushed me to keep that series going for a while. But we're going to slowly wind down the original part of the series. We might bring it back later. I don't know. But you know how a good joke here on the Prince Magnum channel, you just can't keep it down. So, tomorrow we will not be streaming. Yeah, oh yeah, Sean's going to get it. Tomorrow we will not be streaming, um, but come Tuesday we will be back in action. And sometime during this week, I will give you all a heads up. I may not be streaming. That's just because I'm going to be on location filming. So that's going to be important. But I will definitely keep you guys apprised of the situation. So that brings us to our usual spot. Again, thank you all so much for being here with me. We have a total of 19 likes. If you have not liked yet, now would definitely be a great time. Along with that, again, thank you all within the Maverick Nation for being here with me. Every last sis, you ornery cuss. Thank you all again for being here with me. You guys are amazing. Every last one of you, through and through. It is you guys that make the Prince Magnum Channel awesome beyond belief. You know, every last one of them. You know, these live streams, you guys are the ones that make it work the way that it does. You know. So, my little sister getting downright on me. So that brings us to a good stopping point for all of you out there. Get out there and work on a project. I don't care what it is, just do something with yourselves. Remember, idle hands and a creative mind go together like oil and water. If you have a sweetheart, sweep them off their feet. Do something special for them today, for criminy sakes. And for all of you out there, even in these dark times, if no one out there has told you that they love you, Prince Magnum does. God bless you and have a happy 24. Thank you.